All right, what's up? We're still here messing around New York City. We'll get into some cool stuff here in just a second, but before we get too deep into this, uh, go ahead and subscribe there if you want to. Click like if you want to. I don't really care. Be kind of cool if you did, but whatever. But we're going to make our way. The end thing we're going to check out is Washington Square Park, which I've been to years and years ago. Just kind of barely remember it. We'll make our way over there in a minute. Just going to run through Times Square real quick. I mean, this is the most annoying part of New York City, but it looks real cool. Everything going on. It's a lot more packed and crowded. This is what you stereotypically think of from New York City. It's not my favorite part, but it's cool and different. There's so much going on. I came here '08. I don't remember if it was 2008 going into 2009 for New Year's Eve and watched the ball drop, which was just horrible. I always said I'd never do it again. I probably would do it again, but gosh, it was horrible, miserable, cold, like just cold enough, but it didn't snow. It was just warm enough to keep the rain from turning over into snow. So it was like drizzling for 6 hours. We were standing out here, miserable, packed. But it's cool that they leave the ball up all year long. So there's where it is. Drops down on that pole and then just stays there until they change it out, change the gear out. A year later. But it is a miserable thing. I came back the next year, whenever year that was. The next year I came back for New Year's Eve, and we skipped the ball drop, and we actually went and watched the fireworks in the harbor there over the Statue of Liberty, which was killer. Here's something that my redneck brain, I guess I knew existed, but I'd never done before. It's a 25-cent pay-to-use bathroom out here on the street. So it took me a second to get my quarter working. Once I got it working, went in, took a leak. I'll spare you from that. But this is what it looks like. It cleans itself. Everything was kind of wet from about 8 inches or so down on the ground. So water just sprays out, cleans everything. So for those morons who pee everywhere, I guess it hoses itself down for that. But it took me a second, my moron brain, to figure out how to get out of here too. You had to hold that button down, but just something weird that I hadn't experienced before. Just a quarter too, so probably worth it. Now we'll make our way over here into Washington Square Park. The very first thing I ever remember from Washington Square Park, and just in life, not even coming here, but just in life in general, was back in the '90s. That movie Half Baked came out, and he was talking about different places in the city where you can get weed. He mentioned if you're desperate, you can get it from the Rastas at Washington Square Park. But park does smell like weed, not in a good way. It's old, cankered, burnt weed, kind of that smell. It's a mix between burnt hair and burnt grass. So the whole park kind of smelled like that. I guess you get it, and probably a lot worse things here these days too. But it does look cool. The fountain up here looks cool, and then the arch, which we'll show in just a second. That arch looks awesome. That other arch over in Brooklyn, Prospect Park, I'll admit it was a billion times better, but this is still a cool arch here. Another thing I remember Washington Square Park, that awesome Will Smith movie, I Am Legend. I think it's awesome anyway. I think they're making a new one. I don't know about it. I don't know. He's not cool. He doesn't seem cool these days. But back then he was cool, and that movie was cool. And he lived across the street here from Washington Square Park. You can see the arch there in it several times. And then even more recently, in Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, Spider-Man, he swings through the arch there when they're fighting. So that's a cool thing too. So it's been on a lot of things over the years. And it is a cool looking park, even if it does stink. Real cool fountain here too. That the fountain's even older than the arch, like 43 years older than the arch. I don't know if it's got a name or not, but cool looking arch. Some people were just hanging out here reading, dipping their toes in that nasty water, but making it even nastier, I'm sure. But real cool park. Back in the day, old Robert Louis Stevenson, he met Mark Twain here, and they they spend a while hanging out, talking. I guess these days people more meet to read some Mark Twain, Stevenson, maybe share a doobie or two. But that's it. We'll head out of here. Just wanted to get back down and check out Washington Square Park.